Shankarji, what an honor. I'm not only breathless but also speechless. I speak on behalf of each member of the audience here when I say that your presence here today is a blessing for our academy, and your words of guidance shall be cherished for times to come. Shankarji, our students and their parents seek your advice and your words of wisdom to help make musical decisions in such a volatile and dynamic world. रियाज से लेकर कॉम्पिटिशन्स तक, सॉन्ग राइटिंग से लेकर प्लेबैक तक, म्यूजिक प्रोडक्शन से लेकर साउंड इंजीनियरिंग तक, व्हाट डज इट टेक टू मेक इट? रियाज करें तो कितना, कंपोज करें तो कैसे, डिक्शन या एक्सप्रेशन, वर्सेटाइलिटी या मास्टर ऑफ वन, ओरिजिनल्स या कवर्स, बॉलीवुड या इंडिपेंडेंट म्यूजिक? मन उलझा हुआ है सर, कुछ सुलझा दीजिए. शंकर जी, यू आर अ म्यूजिशियन विथ ब्रेड्थ. You have such a wide range of both talent and experience. What are your influences and who are your inspirations?
Oh my God. See, actually, no, एक singer को बुला के you just tell him to speak, it becomes a... We are worst at speaking, actually. But, this is a music chat session, and I'm really privileged. So let's have a loud round of applause for ACT 2024. That is the perfect example of lukewarm applause. I want a loud round of applause. You know what it takes to organize a seminar conference like this? I can imagine. The amount of effort that goes on stage, backstage, the running around, the nervousness, timing, everything should be perfect. So I congratulate you, Padma ji, and your entire team. Of course, on top we have Suresh ji over here who's overlooking everything. But I know you're doing the maximum running around. So congratulations to you, really. And I'm honored and privileged to be part of it. So, bajao, zor se bajao, Padma ji ke liye yaar. This is not the ACT 2024 applause at all. Come on, let's hear it. Come on.
Unbelievable.
That's for you. Deserved, well deserved. So, what my influences are? Actually, I've been born in a very, very simple, middle-class South Indian family in a small suburb called Chembur. And there were no musicians in my family, somebody, grandfather, great-grandfather, aisa koi nahi tha. But in South Indian families, every family, kuch na kuch sikhte hain. Koi veena sikhta hai, koi violin sikhta hai, koi dance sikhta hai, mridangam sikhta hai. So similarly, that music is part of South Indian growing up. So right from my childhood, there were a lot of music being played in my house. Great masters, devotional music, all the our Vedas, our ragas, our shlokas, everything my father used to play. That was part of the culture. But anyway, to cut a long story short, I've learnt music. First, I started learning the veena actually when I was very, very young, and from Lalita Venkatramanji, who was very close to my house actually, and I was about 5 or 6 years old when I started learning the veena. So veena was such a big instrument. Bajane bhi nahi hota tha, because they used to keep aise slanting hota na. So they used to keep 2-3 pillows on one side so that I could not keep it on my thigh and play it. Anyway, so I've learned from there. Then my teachers, they realized that I could sing also, because sur mein gata hai. So I started learning, and I learned from a great teacher. Her name was Mrs. T.R. Balamani.
Right.
And if you've heard of Bombay Jayashree, Bombay Jayashree and myself, we used to go to class together. हम लोग चेंबूर से 8 लिमिटेड बस पकड़ के जाते थे, और माटुंगा में वो भिवंडी वाला बिल्डिंग, वो एक चौल है, वहां पर हमारा क्लास होता था. It's memorable time we have had. तो learned music from there. But मुंबई ऐसा एक शहर है जहां पर it's not only about the music that you're learning, you get influenced by many things. You hear so much music over here. Bollywood, in the sense, film music is just a small part of it, You hear all languages, all genres of music. And me being a student, अभी भी मैं student ही हूँ. I'm still learning. Because वो inquisitiveness है. कुछ भी नया, if I hear, I want to learn that.
Right.
So there were many people who influenced me. If you ask, Carnatic classical, I was influenced a lot by Nedanuri Krishnamurti, Semangudi Srinivasa Iyer, M.S. Subbalakshmi Amma, D.K. Pattamal, and the list is endless. You know, also instrumentalists like Mahalingam Pillai, and you can go on talking. Of course, in Hindustani classical music, Kishori Tai, Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, Pandit Jasharaj Ji, Ustad Amir Khan. I listen to a lot of Ustad Amir Khan. So all these people, they influence me. Then if you see about ghazals, of course, Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab is my favorite. Mehdi Hasan Khan Sahab is there. So, Jagjit Ji. Each one has got their own USP. Style, yes. And that is what I try to learn.
True.
What is the USP of this person? Of course, if you hear film music, I've been a big fan of Kishore Kumar. Any Kishore Kumar fans over here?
Oh, all hands up.
Correct. So Kishore Kumar, it's been Kishore Kumar, and then of course Rafi Saab and our Gana Saraswati, Lata Ji, Asha Ji, and all the great composers. So life has been like an academy for me.
Right.
Just learning from everywhere.
Right.
So being a musician, when we hear a song, we can never only sit and आराम से गाना सुन रहे हैं, ये हो ही नहीं सकता है. हम लोग गाना सुनते हैं तो उसमें अच्छा कुछ ये देखो, ये chord देखो, ये कैसा हरकत लिया. We are always learning. We can never listen to a song. आराम से बैठ के, you're enjoying a song for entertainment purpose.
Right.
So every single piece of music that I've heard has been my influence.
Super.
So and I'm still a student, and I'll always remain a student forever.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Thank you. My next question to you, sir, is about the knowledge of keys and frets. You started off as a veena player. How important do you think it is for a musician to learn an instrument? And if there is one instrument a vocal student ought to learn, what should be their guiding factor? What should they pick?
See, I'll tell you my experience with those beautiful black and white keys. वो कुछ अजीब ही हुआ. I was in my mama's house when I was 3.5 years old. 3.5 साल का था. और उनके घर में there was a bhajan sandhya that happened previous night. वो जो instruments है वो छोड़ के चले गए थे because next day morning they wanted to pick it up. And I was very small. I had gone there for my summer vacation. तो वो रूम में मैं गया तो I saw this instrument which I didn't even know, obviously, because I was just 3.5 years old. But somehow when I looked at those keys, immediately the swaras and the keys got connected. I came to know what it is. Wow. See, it is nothing, because God makes different people differently. Some people, you just give them the most difficult mathematical problems, they just solve it, because हम लोग दिखते रहते हैं, अरे बाबा, हम लोग को 35 marks मिले तो we are very, very happy in maths. But some people, they don't even study. हम लोग रटते रहते हैं, we are not able to do mathematics. Similarly in sports, some people, they pick up a sport, they just shine over there. So God gives each one some kind of special affinity towards something. So when I saw those keys, I understood relativity of notes. कि ये नोट इससे ज़्यादा है, ये नोट इससे अच्छा, ये आधा नोट ऊपर है. Instantly I picked up the instrument and I started playing a song. It was a bhajan by Pittukuli Murugadas. I'm sure nobody has heard of him. He is a very old time bhajan singer. तो उसका गाना था सर, पच्चै मैल वागनने तरा ना 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 ना. सिंपल वो नोट्स है. तो मैं डन 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 स्ट्रेट बजाने लगा मैं. And I understood, as I was playing, I understood कि ये क्या है और ये सरगम क्या है, ये क्या है. Relationship between melody, sargam and these 12 notes, immediately I came to know. So I think thank you very much. See, I think for an instrumental, for a vocalist, if he learns some instrument, what happens is you start getting closer to the notes. See, I always say that एक line आप गाते हो, उसके नीचे का जो है alphabets है, if you say musician with breath. Musician के नीचे there is a spelling MUSICIAN. Similarly, हर line के पीछे एक सरगम है, which is the binary code of the program. You know, तो you start getting closer to the sargams if you learn an instrument. So immediately the ability of hearing a melody and decoding it into its sargams, you know, immediately decoding the sargam becomes faster and faster and faster. And when that ability becomes very good, you start becoming a better musician. So an instrument really helps that. Yeah.
It does, yes. What is your take on versatility? All reality shows insist on it. Is versatility something someone is born with, or can it be cultivated, and how far should someone go to become versatile?
It's a tricky question actually, Padma, because I don't know whether as a professional singer you need to be versatile. That's a questionable thing, you know, whether that's required, because each one has got his own USP, his own style, his own speciality, where he is comfortable.
Right.
You know, uska, home terrain hai. He is able to play very comfortable in certain forms of music.
Right.
So if you identify that, I think you should focus more on that, because certain singers will be called to the studio if I'm talking about singing for music composers for a particular purpose. You know, you are good at that, you'll be called for that. So, but singing versatile forms of music can be a part of your study, you know, so that you become a much more enriched musician. See, what are you doing? You're investing in music. You're investing in knowledge. So if you know about rap, if you know about folk, if you know about Carnatic, if you know about Hindustani, if you know about, jazz, pop, whatever, fusion music, if you know, your knowledge is just increasing, and then if you want to create something, all those influences can be used to create your own music.
Right.
You know? Right. I'll give you a small example. Like, for example, if you see, मेरा गाना है कजरारे कजरारे. अभी कजरारे कजरारे वो है, it's a song that plays in the club. In the film it is supposed to be a cheap club. ये वो पंडित जसराज जी ने मुझे फोन किया था, बोले क्या गाना बनाया तुमने. मैं डर गया. मैं बोला कि क्या हो गया पंडित जी, सुबह से मैं वही गा रहा हूँ. He said, I swear I'm telling you. So मेरे दिमाग से जा नहीं रहा है वो गाना. So उसमें भी बात है. See, the thing is, आप आइटम गाना भी बनाओ, उसमें एक बात है, बात होना चाहिए. Anyway, what was the influence of Kajrare Kajrare? Can you imagine? See, this is what musical knowledge. You take knowledge from somewhere, but your output is somewhere else only. Right. It is like water leakage, Right. Pani idhar se aata hai andar, leakage udhar se hoega. It's like that. My influence of Kajrare, the idea came from Nama Sankirtan. जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि, जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि, जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि, जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि. ये है ना, ये कजरारे कजरारे तेरे कारे कारे नैना, बोलो कजरारे. So this is the influence. So influence का मतलब ये नहीं कॉपी करो, आपका रिदमिक, आप रिदम से खेलना चाहते हो, So, कैसा अजब ये सफर है, सोचो तो हर एक ही बेखबर है, उसको जाना किधर है, जो वक्त पाबा पाबा पाबा. This is rhythmic. So it may be coming from a mridangam korwai. उसको लिया, see, you learn somewhere, your knowledge never goes waste. It is application of your knowledge. So versatility is not of use only for you to, अभी मैं आपके सामने गजल गा रहा हूँ, ओके, अभी सुनिए रैप गाना, अभी सुनिए रोमांटिक गाना, अभी सुनिए सैड गाना. इसके लिए नहीं है versatility. Versatility is for your own growth. You take all those versatile forms of music and then come up with your own form of music. It's as simple as that.
Fantastic. I've never heard Versatility defined so well in music. I mean, really, this is really an eye-opener in terms of the way you explained it. Has piece by piece recording taken away the soul of a song? Dubbing, punching, what should one keep in mind while applying technology?
See, firstly, the music director knows the soul of the song. That is, if the song has got some soul. Okay. If the song has got some soul, the music director is very close to the song. So he should remember what is the ethos of the song, what is the essence of the song. And see, today we should use technology, but use technology only to enhance your already beautiful song, already beautiful product, already beautiful melody, already beautiful arrangement. Do not depend on technology to create beautiful melody. You know? So if you have technology, use it. You know, in today's day, it can be a perfect recording. If you hear songs of yesteryears, there is beauty in imperfection. There are a lot of imperfections. You know, rhythm may be going up and down because there was no click track. It's the human element. But that was the beauty. That was the sound. The sound of Lakshmikant Pyarelal was the sound of Lakshmikant Pyarelal. And that was the sound of our Indian film industry. So we should respect that. Now we have different technology. We have got every instrument can be absolutely clear. Everything can be perfectly in beat, in sync. So make use of that. But let that not come and destroy your creativity, the essence of the song, the soul of the song, the feel of the song. I really feel that singers should try to sing as much as possible. See, initially when you start singing, you know, maybe line by line, 2 lines, 3 lines you sing. And then you should definitely give takes which are like in a flow. That has its own charm. It is something that you don't actually maybe see, but you just feel. You know, you'll just usko khali aap mehsoos karenge. Maybe you don't see it.
But you're so right. We always tell our students also, recording experience ke time pe, ki try to do it at one go. At least your mukhda, do it in one go. Eventually you can.
It happens, you know, doing in one go happens much later. You know, you start singing, maybe, and the music, and a lot of it lies in the hands of the music director too. Right. The music director should make the singer feel very, very comfortable in the studio. Right. He should not intimidate the singer, you know. He should make the singer feel that, oh, I am doing a great job today. वो psychologically एक बार आ जाएगा ना, automatically the singer starts performing better and better. So once, as you're singing, you're learning the song much better. You realize, okay, this is where I have to focus. I'm getting this easily. And then when you start running the songs, longer and longer takes, and then eventually in one flow, you know, you get a fantastic take, is what I feel.
Right. Yeah. Perfect. Everyone is looking for a performer, a complete package. Why do you think is the pressure so high? Is it affecting the natural flow of a musician to have to?
Who is looking for a performer?
Mostly reality shows. Let's say that's the first step for a lot of students to make their presence felt and to get some notice. And then thereafter, whatever chances they get, either in the... So over there's a little pressure on the fact that if you're a performer singer, that if you have some USP, some performance material, then you stand a good chance.
When you're saying a performer singer, are you talking about physical performances other than just just the singing part of it?
Yes.
See, these are all demands of the channel. You know, the channel wants to make your show visibly entertaining for the audience.
Yes.
Okay, so that is why they make these contestants, make them dance, sing and everything. Of course, if you're able to perform, like a Bruno Mars on stage, why not? Please do it. That's required, actually. Right. But don't take away what comes naturally to a singer. You know, you can possibly train the singer and try to see what he can, do with his performances. As in, when you say performance, there's nothing else than dance. Dance is what you're talking about. But I really feel that you can communicate emotion to the audience, not even without dancing. That energy comes out over there. But if you are able to do it, fabulous. It's great. Why not?
What is the path of someone who aspires to be a composer? What is the contribution of a parent or a teacher to encourage a child to compose?
I also run an academy. Okay, so my academy is in 90 countries, teaching Indian classical music online. I tell this to all my students and to any aspiring singer, musician. I feel that every singer has got a composer inside him. I'll tell you where the where they fail. I did not know that I am a composer till very, very late in my life. वो गली में गया ही नहीं मैं. उसके बारे में सोचा ही नहीं कि मैं कंपोज कर सकता हूं. क्योंकि हम सोच रहे, अरे ये तो सोचा ही नहीं मैंने. You're too busy singing and you feel that, I have to just develop my... Parallelly, if you can develop what is composing? It is a journey of notes. If you start playing with the journey of notes, you will realize that suddenly आप ही के घर में आपने एक नया दरवाजा खोल दिया. अरे यार, ये कमरा तो मैंने देखा ही नहीं था यार. When I composed the first song for Breathless, that is when I realized that I am a composer. I can compose music. Till then, that self-discovery is needed. Every singer has got a potential composer in him. लेकिन compose करते वक्त, there's one very important thing that you have to take into consideration is you should not have inhibition. Inhibition मतलब आप compose कर रहे हो, यार ये बैठी है, इसको कैसा लगेगा मेरा composition? अच्छा तो नहीं लगेगा, खराब तो नहीं लगेगा. You should. I give an example always to all young composers. आप बाथरूम के अंदर जाते हो और दरवाजा बंद करते हो और मिरर के सामने खड़े होते हो. वहां पर मिरर है, आपका इमेज है, दरवाजा बंद है. मिरर के सामने जो मांगते एक्सप्रेशन करो, कुछ भी पागलपंती करो, कोई दिखने नहीं वाला है. दैट इज कॉम्पोजिशन. यू शुड नॉट. द मिनट अ थर्ड पर्सन वॉक्स इन टू योर रूम, you are no longer composing, you are performing. That becomes a performance. Because आप consciously or subconsciously, you are impressing that person. You should not have. लेकिन वो एक हो जाता है. अभी हम लोगों को कोई आए नहीं आए, हम लोग we don't care, हम लोग करते रहते. But we have reached that stage, compose करके. You reach a stage where even in an open bathroom, you're in front of that mirror और आप जो चाहिए आप expressions बना रहे हो mirror के सामने. So that stage you have to reach. But initially, you should not be inhibited. आप ये मत जज करो कि मैं इसके बाद ये नोट लगा रहा हूँ तो यार खराब नहीं. पहले उसको मार मत डालो. Don't crush an idea. Every idea is a good idea. Don't crush it. A simple idea can develop into a beautiful. Give it some time to grow. Give it some time to blossom. It's like a seed, Right. हम लोग के तीनों के बीच में इतना झगड़ा होता है. शंकर एहसान लॉय में स्टूडियो में, मतलब खाली बॉक्सिंग ग्लव्स नहीं हमारे पास, इतना ही बाकी है. झगड़ा मतलब आर्ग्यूमेंट्स फॉर बिकॉज एक सिंपल सा मेलोडी. अरे नहीं यार ये कुछ, अरे उसको मार मत डाल. Let it grow. You never know. उसके आगे जो लाइन आता है, that will be the defining point of this melody. So, composition is something which you have to give it time. You have to give it complete space. And let it just flow. And the magic of the journey of notes is what is composition. So, yeah.
Super. Very nice. Very nice. How important is it for an aspiring singer to learn music production or sound engineering?
देखिए, anything, any knowledge that you get from any field is only going to help you. Right. If you learn music production, you will start composing music keeping in mind those plugins. You will start. Your approach will change. You'll say that I know that यहाँ आऊँगा तो मैं reverb खोलूँगा और वहाँ पर मैं delay डाल दूँगा. You will start thinking like that. I'll process this voice in a separate way. Because I'll apply this plugin over here. I'll use an 808 kick and I'll use an 808 kit over there for this. You start thinking like that.
Right.
So anything that you learn is going to only enhance your musicality because you're just increasing your vocabulary of music. That's all.
Right. Fantastic. Fantastic. Can you talk to our students about how to connect the lessons learnt in classical music with the everyday singing of popular music?
See, I feel that Sachin Tendulkar, when he comes on the field, every morning, he doesn't come straight 5 minute match के 5 minute पहले आया सीधा he goes on the crease and starts hitting the ball out of the park. He doesn't do that. You know, he comes in the morning and there's a routine that he follows. There is bending, there's stretching, there's jogging, there is whatever, you know, I don't know what you do to become a batsman like that. So you need to do all that before you start. It's the mechanics of your voice. Your voice is a mechanical instrument in a human body. So the mechanics of your voice has to be smooth. I'll easily tell you any performer 15 minutes before the concert, if you sit and you do riyaz and you just open up your voice, you will see on stage, yaar, aaj to aaram se baj raha hai gala aaram se baj raha hai. So your mechanics of your voice opens up, and that is helped by our classical music. You know, classical music is not only for singing in Savai Gandharva or you know in all the sammelans or classical music festivals. You know, there are maestros sitting over here. They would agree with me because you apply that. You learn classical music. Your grammar is strong. The foundation of your building is really strong. फिर बांधो ना ऊपर जितना मांगते हो उतना. You know, your grammar is strong. Your influence is strong. You know, so then you can play around very easily. It's यहीं तक नहीं रह जाता, यहाँ से भी निकलता है. You know, there are many things. मन में मतलब किशोर कुमार ही है सब लोग, but गाते वक्त you know सब अलग ही कुछ बाहर निकलता है. So that communication between your brain and your actual functionality of your mechanics of your voice is done by riyaz. That is where riyaz comes in. So that is where I'm telling you, अरे यार मैं क्यों सीखूं यार classical music. You know, it is totally up to you. Don't learn. कोई जरूरत नहीं. It all depends on आपको कितना deep dive करना है. See, ये कला है. How much do you want knowledge? You decide how deep you want to go. Do you want to learn Yaman? Do you want to learn Todi? आपके ऊपर है. You नहीं मुझे कुछ नहीं चाहिए. मत सीखो. देखिए, knowledge and being good in an art has got nothing to do with popularity or becoming famous. You can become famous even without learning, it's got, both are not. Popular does not mean good. Popular does not mean deep. आप deep musician हो, सीखे हुए musician हो, that doesn't mean that you're going to become the number one singer. Not guaranteed. लेकिन if you learn and if you have depth and aesthetics of music and you also become popular, तो आप लंबी रेस के घोड़ा हो. You're going to stay for a bit. Because you're confident about your art. You're confident, you are able to play around and you know what you're doing. You know that ये षड्ज है, ये पंचम है. You know? तो मुझे यहाँ से यहाँ जाना है. You can see, for a learned musician, what happens when you learn music, you're able to see music. आप देखते हो. आप केवल सुनते नहीं हो. You're visualizing music. So it becomes very easy. आप कॉन्फिडेंट हो. नहीं तो आप अंधेरे में तीर मारते रहते हो. ओ अच्छा है क्या नहीं है. You don't even know what's happening. You know.
Super. How do you cope with the pressure of making the next hit song? Like
क्या difficult questions पूछ रही है यार. Sorry. हाँ बोलो.
Baby. In fact, I'm just wondering. Why am I even? How do you cope with the pressure of making the next hit song? Likes, views, and subscribes. Does it bother you, this whole number game?
देखो कभी ऐसा लगता है ना, एक मशीन होना चाहिए जिसमें ग्रीन लाइट है, एक रेड लाइट है. जो नया आज जो कंपोज किया ना, वो मशीन के थ्रू डाला. ग्रीन आएगा तो ये जरूर हिट है. काश कभी ऐसा होना. We feel you can never predict what is going to work, what's not going to work. I think the only way, number one, is enjoy yourself, have fun. The process is what is important. Do it with conviction. Do it in a way that you can sleep peacefully at night. That you don't say that, yaar, kya ghatiya gana maine banaya aaj yaar. at least you know that मेरे हिसाब से गाना अच्छा है. देखिए, because मेरे को I like Indian food. You like Thai food. He likes Chinese food. He likes Rajasthani food. You know, everybody's tastes are different. You cannot satisfy everybody else. At the end of the day, you have to convince yourself that yes, it's a good song and it is not below, it's not mediocre according to me. Then the song has got its own kundali. हर एक गाना अपना कुंडली लेके it goes out in the universe and it's got its own journey. You look at some songs, they've all gone, those songs have gone dead and gone forever. Now they are emerging again because of reels. Reels ke wajah se some songs, it's an amazing thing. What is happening? Music is very magical. So don't judge. You just sincerely work. Good melody, good lyrics, good arrangement, good singing. इस पे फोकस करो. बाकी जो होना है, गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया.
According to you, in the world of music, should demand drive the supply or should supply shape demand?
Economics में मुझे 34 marks मिला था.
Basically, they always say no कि आजकल का music ऐसे. So the takers blame the givers. The givers say this is what the takers want.
If you start following what is our audience's demand and start running after that, you're already stepping on a wrong path. I'll tell you, we did a film called Katyar Kaljat Gusli. Okay. So, do you think that when we started the film, that is coming after 75 years of already Pandit Jitendra Abhisheki Bua's music, which is there in every Maharashtrian's DNA, we were coming out with this music. Okay. So you think that we have not had discussions saying that, अरे यार, today's day, थोड़ा सा light, ऐसा थोड़ा सा commercial, थोड़ा सा ऐसा कुछ बनाते हैं. ये सब thought आते हैं. But you have to just kick those thoughts and throw them out of the window, because the only way a Katyar Kaljat Gusli could have been made was keeping it sincere, keeping it pure, keep sticking to the genre and seeing to it that I am sincere to this music. When I am sincere to the music, it will communicate. And you see how it communicated to the audience. Because it's very simple, sincere, classical music.
Right.
That's what we did.
Right.
You think that was the demand at that time? You think that any kind of commercial television channel music company would have said? That is, वो बोलेंगे हाँ इसमें थोड़ा सा drums डाल दो यार, गिटार डाल दो, पंडित जी के हाथ में भी गिटार दे दो. See, if you leave it to them, that's what they'll say. But you have to be convinced about it. So, and that particular piece of music will find its demand, will find its path. Another example that we did was Bandish Bandits.
Yeah.
So, Bandish Bandits, when the producers came to us and said that, the Guru is there, Shishya is there, this, that fusion, that girl is pop and all that. So the first thing that I told him was, listen boss, one thing that I'm not going to budge is when the Panditji is singing a Bandish, or for that matter, even the climax, when we are going to, we used to have heated discussions. When the script, we literally developed the script with music in mind. It had a lukewarm ending. Then I asked the question, where is your India-Pakistan match in your story? Uske bagair, what is the series? Where is it going? It's not going. We need the India-Pakistan match, and the India-Pakistan match should be a pure classical singing battle between two of these people. And that is when that is going to be different today. Because youth, everybody takes this, youth nahi sunte yaar. Youth are fools or what? Youth are the most intelligent lot of people. They understand. You give them a good bandish, lab par aaye. It was a pure...
Kya baat hai? Kya baat?
It was a pure thumri. Pure thumri. I composed that thumri in the, in the car I composed it. But we just kept it pure. The bandish, the last garaj, we kept it pure. But then when we did the fusion part, we did completely fusion. So, if you are convinced, and you have to do it with conviction, you have to do it with conviction, not worrying about what is the demand. Because You are the creator. Remember that. So you are also creating the demand.
True. Yeah. Beautiful. That is supply shaping demand, according to me. Instead of demand dictating the supply, that is the supply shaping demand, and that's perfect. That's the way it should be, actually.
Intelligent questions here. Kya baat hai?
Sorry. So it appears that production today is dominating melody and lyrics. I'm not talking particularly about, but when you design a song, what is your approach? Are you forced to give weightage to one over the other for commercial music?
See, I don't agree that production is.
Okay.
Let us take last year's biggest hit song by Arijit Singh. Last year was the Kesariya. Kesariya was a very big hit.
Yeah.
Or for that Mainu Vida Karo.
Right.
I'm just thinking of which is the other one, Ve Kamliya. Or any other song for that matter. Were they heavily produced songs?
I don't know.
You see, because melodic songs which have got substance, which have got a beautiful melody, great singing, great lyrics, these are going to stay for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, but production is very important today.
True.
I'm not saying production is not important, but let's not focus only on the production. Again, it depends on what you want to create. You want to create a club song with one line which you've taken and you've processed it, and just you want to repeat that as a dance hook or something like that with a drop coming in over there, with a melodic drop, which is a instrumental drop coming in. What is your need? Then it's perfectly okay.
Right.
And then pump up your production.
Right. Some lyricists, well-known lyricists, were heard speaking that the lyrics and everything is in case of only strictly commercial music and some genres, that words are no longer, it's the production and it's the sound and it's all of that that's taking precedence over what words are being used, the aesthetics of the lyrics, how they are pronounced, and all of those. So
see, to a certain extent, I do agree on that because, again, what is the song? What is the purpose of the song? Is it a dance song? Is it something that you're going to play in your birthday party or your wedding anniversary or in clubs? 50 years back, that requirement is not there. In today's day, every birthday party, we put on the thing, even we put on the music and we dance. What is the purpose of the song?
Right.
So, if it justifies that purpose, it's okay.
It's fine. Okay.
Trance music. Sometimes when I listen to trance music, it's beautiful actually. It just goes on. It really gives you a trance. It is the creativity of creating those rhythmic patterns, the arpeggiators, the chord progressions. Very interesting.
Right.
See, there's something to learn from every form of music, is what I feel. I feel excited listening to everything.
Any kind of music.
See, we have Purbayan over here and Rakeshji over here. You put a trance beat and you just let them loose. You know what? They'll create havoc. They are...
I'm sure. क्या बात है हो जाए.
So there's beauty everywhere.
जी बिल्कुल I agree with you, sir. Does commerce corrupt an artist or does it make them better? Is the purity of art getting lost because of the commerce? Commerce here is about
money,
numbers and hits and money matters and all of that. So do you think that that's corrupting the art in principle or an artist, let's say?
See, again, it depends on each individual's personality.
Right. Right.
See, for example, I have been in the industry for now 30 years.
Right.
Okay, when I look back, I have produced a decent amount of songs which have reached a large number of audience.
Right.
And I really don't feel that, it's like, oh my God, main ghamandi ho gaya and I've reached. But again, if there are some artists, maybe one hit wonders, they suddenly have such a one hit and after that they behave as if like, so it changes from personality. It's an individual personality. Is what I feel. Yeah.
Very nice.
You can achieve the sky but still remain humble and modest. Some of them are still sitting here only. Ustad Zakir Hussain, John McLaughlin, all these people I meet on a regular, Selva Ganesh. These people, they are so down to earth and what they've achieved, it's so a lot to learn from that.
Yes, sir. Would you mind if some of the audience have few questions and we can keep the numbers in count?
Please, go for
so
it.
Anyone, because I realize...
I'm so happy to see this audience. Superb.
So can we pass a mic too, because he won't be able to reach. Just a few questions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much for coming here and giving us
Thank
this
you.
awesome opportunity to all of us to witness this actually happening. My question is, sir, in this, like everywhere you see everything, there is talent everywhere, even in the field of music, writing, poetry, lyrics, everything. But how to find that niche of our own self? How to find that originality? For example, if my voice tone is, for example, something like Shreya ji, but there is a Shreya ji. You would not want another Shreya ji,
Exactly.
and I would not want to be one.
Exactly.
How do I find my own niche that I am Udisha Dwivedi and I make my own name? So this is what I want to ask you, sir.
Firstly, you will have to undo what you're doing. There is a certain tendency of listening to certain artists, and then without you realizing, you start singing like those artists. Now that is a dangerous thing, because what happens is, whether music composers or if you're coming out with your own stuff, I think it's nice to find your own style, So firstly, you'll have to undo what you're doing. If you're tending to sound like, either a Shreya, or if it's a male singer, he is tending to sound like a Sonu or Arijit or something. First, undo that. It's not because it's a bad thing. It is nice to have your own identity. It's nice to have your own voice. Look, and then for that, you need to remove your magnifying glass. Every line that you sing, you have to put a magnifying glass in front of that. कि मेरा vibrato कहाँ आ रहा है? मेरा शब्द कैसे फेंके जा रहे हैं? Why is it that I'm sounding like her? Where is it that I can change myself? It's a very conscious effort. You have to do it. And that really helps. Then you have your own, then the possibility of you having your own identity in the world of music is much higher than you singing like somebody else.
Thank you so much, sir.
Fantastic.
Good evening, sir.
Hi Debojit, how are you?
I'm fine. Actually, I can't speak much. My doctors have advised 1 month rest.
Yeah.
Vocal cyst हुआ है. तो
Okay, उसके पहले मेरे को भी हुआ था vocal cyst. I'll tell you what you have to do. 3 days, do not speak at all. Okay? No speaking at all. Not even doing. Don't do this also. Whispering is the worst. Keep drinking lots of water. वो थोड़ी देर में ठीक हो जाता है.
अच्छा, inspiration behind इतनी सी बात.
हाँ.
Inspiration behind इतनी सी बात.
Inspiration behind.
What a wonderful question. People, ये वो गाना है जो सिर्फ देवजीत ने और मैंने ही सुना है, मेरा composition. दूसरा किसी ने सुना नहीं. इतना उसका, इतनी सी बात is a beautiful composition from this film Sam Bahadur. Now this film was about the 1930s, and it's a romantic song. So I had to create a song. We had to create a song which is of that era. Of that era. So, again, influences of all the greats, from Madan Mohan to all the S.D. Burman, everybody. Listen, but creating my own song.
Right.
So, what was interesting is, again, seeing to it that the notes ka jo flow hai, wo is not the normal run of the mill.
Correct.
Itni si baat तन कही दास्तां बन गई, ऐसा कुछ था वो. तो anyway, it was, the journey of notes were interesting, the arrangement, the way Sonu and Shreya they sang, it was like a tribute to the great Rafi Saab and Lata ji. So overall it was a fun experience that we did, but again people couldn't hear the song because they never played it. It was not marketed. It's the same story. So what happens is, if you have 4 or 5 songs in the film, 1 or 2 songs, get played, and the other ones, they just remain there. The problem is, the music promotion stops the minute the film stops. You should continue the music promotion even after the film is gone, dead and over. You should continue, because songs are there to stay. एक गाना हमारा था, वो पिक्चराइजेशन इतना खराब था उसका, तेरे नैना हंस दिए। सुरेश जी आप देखेंगे वो पिक्चराइजेशन इतना हॉरिबल था, लेकिन वो गाना स्टूड ऑन इट्स ओन मेरिट। वो बेचारा अपने ही मेरिट में खड़ा है। सुनो मुझे, अच्छा गाना हूं मैं, it's standing on its own merit, because अच्छे गाने they stand there, but उसके लिए support होना चाहिए from the music company, whatever, administrative, I don't understand these things, but they have to promote those songs,
Right.
but then वो conviction नहीं है. That's it.
Right.
What? तेरे नैना हंस दिए, बस गए मेरे दिल में, तेरे नैना हंस दिए, बस गए मेरे दिल में, तेरे नैना. Now see, this is a song which has got a beautiful melody as it is. अब इसमें थोड़ा सा जो म्यूजिक प्रोडक्शन हमने किया है, that enhances the groove. That groove, I programmed that groove. So it could have been tak tak tere na na, it could have been that way, but the groove is tak 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 tere na na tak tak tak. So automatically tu ऐसा करेगा, and at the same time you are listening to a good melody. So that's how subconsciously these things play.
How nice, beautiful.
Same thing with the song we did for Kal Ho Na Ho. Kal Ho Na Ho का टाइटल सॉन्ग जब बना था, तो हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी, तो इनिशियली हमने प्रोग्राम किया था straight groove, but then how do we make it a little, it's a beautiful melody. वो मिल गया है हमको, मेन एसेंस जो है उसका रंग जो है वो मिल गया है. हाउ डू यू मेक इट इंटरेस्टिंग? सो स्विंग द ग्रूव, only with finger snaps, tatak ting ting tatak ting, हर घड़ी बदल tatak ting ting. I have programmed that only finger snaps. So yeah, so that's how. So once you, लेकिन खाली फिंगर स्नैप्स का रिदम लेके बैठता था तो कुछ होता नहीं था उसका, वो मैं फिंगर स्नैप ही करता बैठता था. यू हैव अ गुड मेलोडी, देन यू ड्रेस इट अप, इसलिए एक आदमी बहुत खूबसूरत आदमी है तो उसको आप कुछ भी सूट पहनाओ, कुछ भी पहनाओ, शेरवानी पहनाओ, ये पहनाओ, आदमी मरा हुआ है तो उसको क्या पहन के क्या फायदा, बोलो.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, I've got one.
We should have a session with you, songs and their stories.
Sir, good evening. Pranam. This is
Good evening.
Yeah. When first I was talking of when we was growing up, we heard about Kalyanji, Anandji, then Salim Sulaiman, then these jodis which are very famous.
Salim Sulaiman was much later, boss.
No, much later. So, but I mean now.
Now, yeah.
Yeah. So in this entire thing which we was just listening to, then suddenly when you say Shankar, Eshon, Loy, then it was Shankar, Eshon, Loy. So I thought Eshon, Loy was one,
Are many people call me Shankar Ehsan Loy.
So,
अरे वो देख शंकर एहसान लॉय जा रहा है. I swear I'm telling you.
correct. So that.
I swear, Padma, I'm not joking.
So the question is, to manage two, I mean, as a partner, as Jodi, and managing three, just wanted to know how is it, what is it? Just
all these things are, overrated topics, honestly speaking. Whether आपका जमता है या नहीं जमता है is the question.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can enjoy yourself, Beatles were 4 of them. Coldplay is who's coming now. There are a whole bunch of them, So, you work as a band. You work as a team, So, we are 3 different individuals with completely different tastes.
That's exactly my
completely
other question
different
was.
personalities.
Correct.
Completely different musical tastes.
And the way you met as well.
Yeah, and musical core competence. मेरा इसमें can talk little bit of classical और जो भी Indian जो भी मैं करता हूँ थोड़ा बहुत. And then Ehsan is a fabulous guitarist and his knowledge about rock and this noise, and he's a bhandara of music. He knows jazz, classical, western classical, his sense of harmony. So when the three of us get together, it's a dangerous team because we can compose in any spectrum of our spectrum is very huge. Whether you see Katyar Kalzar Gusli or Bandish Bandits to a rock on. So we can compose the entire bandwidth. So that really helps.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Breathless. Is it really one single breath? I always wanted to
see for
find
the
out.
1,93,000 whatever time I'll say, it is not in one breath. This question मुझसे बहुत पूछा गया. It is not possible, boss, because if I would have sung in one breath, I would have been late Shankar Mahadevan. मैं मर जाता. It's a concept song. It's a concept where we wanted to. I'll tell you how the concept came quickly. When you're singing a raga, you're improvising freely. It's as Javed Saab always says, it's like a parabola. Parabolas are, it's got its own curves and ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. Whereas when you're singing a song, वो बहुत बंधा हुआ रहता है. एक मेलोडी है, मुखड़ा है, क्रॉस है, मुखड़ा वापस आता है. आप बंधे हुए हो. So Javed Saab and myself, we were having this. Why can't we just do a song which is like free? यमन में आप improvise कर रहे हो, ताने ले रहे हो, सरगम ले रहे हो, उस टाइप का एक गाना बनाते हैं हम लोग. That is where the idea came up. And then of course वो करके then बोले चलो इसको breathless भी रखते हैं. And then of course it became breathless.
Super. One last question. 2 lines. But one last question.
Yes. Thank
Okay, you all give the rhythm.
Thank you for giving me a chance to ask questions.
कोई जो मिला था मुझे ऐसा लगता था जैसे मेरी सारी दुनिया में गीतों की रुत और रंगों की बरखा है, खुशबू की आंधी है, महकी हुई सी अब सारी फिजाएं, बहकी हुई सी अब सारी हवाएं, खोई हुई सी अब सारी दिशाएं, बदली हुई सी अब सारी अदाएं, जागी उमंगे धड़क रहा है दिल, सांसों में तूफान, होठों पे नगमे, आंखों में सपने, सपनों में बीते हुए सारे वो लम्हे, जब कोई आया था नजरों पे छाया था, दिल में समाया, कैसे मैं बताऊं तुम्हें कैसे उसे पाया, प्यारे से चेहरे पे बिखरी जो जुल्फे, तो ऐसा लगता था जैसे, and so on and so forth.
Thank you. I don't think we should have anything after this. This is like.
What do you wanted to ask?
Just ask.
सर ये असली टेम्पो नहीं है.
Rakesh Bhai and myself and Zakir Bhai and Purbai and all, we play this at a crazy tempo. Because, him being a sitarist and him being a flautist, they anyway in the Jhod Jala, देखो ऐसा करने के बाद बोलेगा अभी गाओ breathless इसमें.
हमारे जोड़ जाले में इनका काय झाला. अरे बाप.
Sir, I was learning Karnataka, like devotional songs based on Karnataka music.
Yeah,
so I was,
music.
Carnatic music. So recently we moved to Mumbai. So I am learning in Ajivasan.
Okay.
So while singing the Bandish of Hindustani, so I get that slang, sir, how to overcome from it.
Okay.
Like Karnataka, like...
Again.
Karnataka.
First of all, it's not Karnataka.
Yeah, I know. Carnatic.
It's Carnatic.
Yes,
music.
Carnatic,
Okay.
sir. Sorry.
See, Antarctica से आई कर्नाटका.
सीधा अंटार्कटिका से आजीवसन.
देखिए this problem is there in many singers who learn Carnatic classical music. See, Carnatic classical music has got a particular way in which you what do you call it? The output of your throat is very different for Carnatic classical music. The way the way you keep your mouth, the tongue, the way you pronounce every word, that's a different thing altogether. So firstly, as I was telling somebody over here, you have to, when you're singing a ghazal, when you're singing those harkats, those inflections, that kind of tonality cannot come over there. So now if you're singing Ranjishi Sahi, you can't do Ranjishi Sahi. You can't do that. So you have to undo that. You take that, you take the essence. As I said, water leakage. Take the essence of Carnatic music, use all those notes, use all that you have learnt, but apply it in a different way over here. So a lot of things not to do. That's what you have to learn.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you.
So thank you. So thank you very much. We are thankful to God to have you here in our nation and blessing us with such amazing music and amazing songs. So I request Suresh ji to please do the honors. So here is...
Words won't be enough to thank Shankar ji for coming here today and having given his invaluable time. He is very overloaded with work and people, and yet he made the time to come all the way.